Hello there, my very good friends. On today's wrestling news, Vince McMahon is back in the entertainment business.
We've got a Goldberg rumor killer.
WWE personnel allegedly tried to fire Omos back in the day.
And Kenny Omega's returning, but not where you think.
Ooh, I'm Andy.
And I'm Phil.
And it's almost Halloween. This is the news. All right, let's kick this one off by talking about someone who fits in well with the generally scary Halloween aesthetic. Vince McMahon is back in the entertainment business, Phil. I don't know if you saw this breaking last night, but I'll just go through the PW Insider report here. This company that he's forming is being described as an entertainment hub. It's going to focus on producing and funding television projects and film. They think it'll be distinct from WWE, according to this report. People close don't expect him to be promoting a WWE-like product, i.e. wrestling. But if you believe that, I've got some magic beans to sell you. It's going to be launched out of Los Angeles, apparently. And there's several ex-WWE personnel involved in this, one of whom is Brad Bloom, a very close worker with Vince. From 2006 onwards, he was Chief Operating Officer in WWE. He initially resigned when Vince resigned in July 2022. He came back when the Endeavour takeover happened, and then he resigned again earlier this year. He's
very
a Vince
telling
guy.
timeline.
Yes, absolutely. If it could not be clearer, he is very much a Vince guy. And someone called Kristen Prutti, who's a former Senior Vice President of Entertainment Relations. Apologies if I've mispronounced the surname. Prutti? Good name either way. She's going to be involved in this as well, apparently. She was let go by WWE in May 2023. So the initial belief is that this isn't going to be a wrestling-based project. I find that very hard to believe. I think that the people who believe this, who have fed this information to PW Insider, are speaking out their bums, quite frankly. But this comes at a time when Vince is the subject of multiple lawsuits. Not just Janelle Grant's lawsuit against Vince, WWE, and Jordan Laurinaitis, but there's also the Ring Boy scandal. It's the subject of a new lawsuit that we covered last week as well. Some inhuman acts this 79-year-old man has been accused of by multiple people over the years. So, look, it's Vince. Every non-wrestling project he has ever done has been a rank failure.
I was just going to say the exact same thing. The only thing he's ever succeeded in is wrestling. So if he can stay away from it, I would be amazed, because WWE films went so well. This is nuts. This screams of old man doesn't know what to do with himself when he's not working, so desperately needs something. Like was sat at home, retired, and just feeling himself dying, and was like, I need to do something, I guess. Like, it's nuts. Whatever it ends up being, I'm kind of fascinated to see what it ends up being, to be honest. Yeah. And what entertainment projects he might
I'm sure they'll be really good.
If it's not wrestling, I can see it being some, like, dumb sports-esque game show type thing, or something along those lines, because it's
Titan Sports. Some nonsense. There's the XFL as well. That happened twice.
Yeah,
the
that
WBF
went really well twice.
Yeah, the WBF. At least WWE Studios. Oh God, there's so many. Like
WWF New York. Those restaurants weren't great.
There's probably
there's
7 or 8
more. There's definitely other things, isn't there?
Let us know in the comment section below.
Yeah. All of Vince McMahon's failures.
I suppose at least WWE Studios still exists.
Yeah.
I mean, the movies. Taste is subjective.
Hey, they made a profit with it.
Good.
Not a lot, but it was in profit, so that's something, I guess.
Quite funny. That was quite a funny one. Steve Austin and Vinnie Jones.
I don't know if I ever actually liked any WWE film.
Yeah. The Marine?
Let us know in the comments what your favourite WWE films.
Maybe we should rank them for a list.
Maybe.
Have we done that before? We probably have.
Doubt it. Maybe. Yeah. I have no idea.
But yeah.
We should. But yeah, let us know. I don't know what this is going to end up being, but I'm kind of fascinated to see what it is in a sort of grim car crash watching kind of way.
It's the only way to view it, isn't it?
Vince McMahon, ladies and gentlemen. Ah dear. Anyway, WWE, Goldberg. We've got a rumour killer on his appearance at Crown Jewel. Well, his rumoured appearance at Crown Jewel. Now this is coming from PW Insider, saying that he is not booked for Crown Jewel. So all those teasers that they had with Gunther and Goldberg are seemingly not at least going to pay off at Crown Jewel. They might pay off somewhere else down the line, who knows. But this leaves the Main event of Cody versus Gunther, very open as to what they're going to do. I mean, they can still do shenanigans, but do it the opposite direction and have the bloodline cost Cody instead of Gunther being cost by Goldberg. So they can still do shenanigans, and they're really loving shenanigan finishes at the minute. So I assume they're not going to have a clean winner, as much as I would kind of just love to see Gunther go over Cody, because I think it'd be
ballsy.
a hell of a thing. It would be ballsy. But yeah, no Goldberg. Sad.
No Goldberg. I'm sad. I love Goldberg. I'm an unapologetic Goldberg fan.
I was really looking forward to Gunther chopping Goldberg's kid. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, just chopping the t-shirt off him. Why the heck not? Go straight through the ribcage, but don't hurt him. That would be bad. I love Goldberg. I understand why people don't want to watch him, because he sucks. Look, he's in his mid-50s. Of course he sucks.
I think Gunther could get a fun match out of Goldberg.
Yeah. Like, if anyone could do it,
yeah,
it would be Gunther or like a Cody or someone. But Gunther's like one of the best wrestlers in the world. Cody is too, obviously. I'm relieved it'll probably result in a cleaner finish for that match, because I think it's more interesting. Here comes High Horse Murray, but I don't watch these shows. I think they're just gross. I don't like the existence of them. I bet Goldberg is raging that he's not getting that payday. Yeah, damn, I missed out on $2 million or something crazy to fly over and stare at Gunther for 2 seconds or something. I'm sure we'll see him again, but like, I don't think this is the end.
They can't have teased all of this without some kind of plan, unless they literally had nothing set in stone with Goldberg, and they were just going to tease stuff on the off chance that he was going to say yes to something.
That'd be funny if he just went nowhere.
Yeah, and that was that.
Like GTV or something back in the day. Shout out if you remember that. I wonder if maybe they'll get
Goldberg TV.
That's what it was. We've
cracked the mystery.
20 years later, we busted it wide open. But do you remember when these Saudi Arabian shows started off and they wanted the Ultimate Warrior and
Yokozuna.
Yeah, they got that Hiroki Sumo guy. I wonder if they'll get Gilbert in instead. It's like, we can't get Goldberg, we got this guy. Shout out to Gilbert.
Yeah, I'd love to see Gilbert back on WWE TV. That'd be hilarious.
Gilbert giving Gunther a jackhammer.
If they went full stupid dumb attitude era and brought Gilbert back for a Gunther Goldberg feud, I'd genuinely be into it.
They really should do that, because I know Goldberg, probably not the biggest fan of Gilbert throughout his career, but what if they just had him squash him once?
Yeah,
that'd be good. That'd be good. I don't know. Maybe let us know your Gilbert fantasy.
Your favorite Gilbert moment.
Hey, light heavyweight champion for a while. Lest we forget. Right, let's talk about that time WWE almost fired Omos. According to Bobby Lashley, he was on the Lame Guys podcast. That's our show, isn't it?
It's every one of our shows.
You're going to be hearing from our lawyers, Chiefs. But yeah, shout outs to them. They interviewed Bobby Lashley at a time of very heavy speculation surrounding him and AEW. But he said some interesting things about Omos, who he worked with, of course, at WrestleMania 38. I'll just read you the whole thing. It's quite long, so bear with me. Working with Omos was cool, and I'm taking the credit for Omos. Everybody else will, because he started turning it on after that. Because when he first came in, they were going to fire him because he hurt a couple of people. He's a freaking giant. He makes me feel like a child. And when he came in at the beginning, he was wrestling with certain people, and there was a couple of people like, gosh dang it, and yelling at him and trying to make him look bad to the office and trying to get him fired because he hit a dude hard and stuff like that. So when they put him in there with me, I was like, I'll work with him because I understand where he's coming from. And I had the mentality of Taker, respecting the business. Undertaker looked at somebody like him saying, I want to work with that guy. Some of these guys are like, I want to work with him. I want to work with my buddy because we can make a cool match. We can do cool stuff. Man, you got to overcome obstacles. That's what wrestling is about. And I was like, he's an obstacle for me. Not too many people are, but he is an obstacle for me. He's bigger, stronger. Well, I don't know about stronger. He's bigger. So
such a dog.
I love it. Lashley is like, he sounds like Dave Meltzer when he's written down. Obviously not when he's speaking normally. So I love him. I just love giant people in wrestling. I can't lie. Obviously, when a guy like Omos comes in, these guys, they're not the giant 7-foot dudes. They're not always the most skilled pro wrestlers ever. And there is a learning curve. Mm-hmm. But I'm glad it's cool to hear someone like Bobby Lashley, who's been doing this for 20 odd years, just stand up for the guy and go, no, we're going to make this work. And it has kind of worked, and I wish they would use him more.
I like how he was saying, yeah, he's an obstacle for me. Not saying he's going to play him over, but he's just an obstacle for him to beat, to get over.
That doesn't work for me, too.
Wrestling. But no, obviously, there's always a place for just big, stupidly big dudes in wrestling. You can have your like flippy stuff over there, but it's like a circus show. There's something for everyone. You've got to have the big dudes as well. And he had some fun matches in his time, almost. What was the one at Mania that was really good fun?
Dare I say it, but the Brock Lesnar match was good.
The Brock Lesnar match was quite fun.
It's Brock, I know.
Exactly, but it was still quite fun.
Yeah.
So he had moments, and like we met him at Wale Mania one year, and he is ridiculous.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
the size of that man is insane.
7'3"?
I think there's on the channel there's an interview with Miller with Omos that you can go and watch. And like Miller's not a small guy; he's like 6'2", 6'3" or something. But like he's tiny, tiny compared to Omos. It's hilarious. I was like, oh, hello, Mr. Big Man.
Hello.
You're very tall, aren't you?
Yeah, don't hurt me. He's a total sweetheart as well, but he's really into his drawing and his anime and stuff, I believe. So like, shout out to Omos. I really like the AJ Styles tag team too. That was fun.
That was good fun. There's ways of using these people, even when they're super green, like obviously, and kind of rush to TV because they're like, oh my god, he's so big.
Maybe if like one day, if Seth Rollins turned heel, or like, you know, one of these super worker types, name anyone, like AJ.
Yeah.
If he turned heel, they could just do that tag team again and do it with him. Or
Seth would be good at that.
Yeah, like anyone who can like build up to the big man coming in and kicking ass.
Yep.
That's what we like to see here. We like big men kicking ass.
Always a place for it.
Let us know in the comment section.
Yeah, and anyone who doesn't want to work with him is just an idiot. Like, come on.
Get off my TV if you don't like the big man.
Finally, Kenny Omega is returning to wrestling, but not where you think. Twisteroo. New Japan have put out a tweet just saying, breaking, in big capital letters, Power Struggle on November 4th will feature a special guest appearance from Kenny Omega. So he's returning to the wrestling business, but not in AEW, in a little special appearance for New Japan, which is kind of intriguing.
You'd imagine there's some kind of like dispensation, like they've gone, hey, can we use Kenny? Or whatever. I wonder if maybe they're gonna, because they've got the Wrestle Dynasty show in Japan on January 5th, is it? I think the day after Wrestle Kingdom, the collaboration show. I wonder if maybe Kenny is showing up on this show to go, I will be back on that show. That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
And you could tell a cool story there as well, because you've obviously got the Jon Moxley takeover of AEW. People are wondering when are the big names going to stand up to him. You could do a thing where Kenny's just hanging out over in Japan and going, man, that's a mess. I don't want anything to do with that. And then you could build up to like some grand return where Kenny Omega stands up for AEW and Jon Moxley's like, you're hiding in Japan, you piece of crap. And then one day he isn't, and it's awesome. Could be good.
That would be really good. I'd be into it.
Yeah, can the AEW tell a story of that? Well, that's mean. They did Hangman and Swerve this year.
They can do it.
But yeah, will they? I hope so.
I really hope so. I mean, getting Kenny Omega back to main event level at some point has to happen. It's been far too long. And this would be a really great way of doing it in terms of, like, defending the business from the evil Jon Moxley and defending AEW is baby and defending New Japan at the same time, who is like the company he like was in for so long. I think that would be a really good story. Just pure fire babyface Kenny Omega going up against the evil Jon Moxley.
I'd really love to see that, and I hope he's doing well in his health and indeed in life.
Yes, as with all of these things, only come back when you're ready. Because when you rush these things, it all goes a bit wrong.
Yeah, we've seen what happens when you come back too early. I watched Ibushi versus Marufuji earlier this year, and that was ugly. Hope he's doing good too, Kota Ibushi.
Yep,
as well.
absolutely.
So, hey, lots of people injured. Hope they heal. Thanks for joining us on today's news. No after news today, but if you enjoyed this, you will probably enjoy this one too. So, see you later. Bye.
Click.